Hello everybody, welcome back. This is part 2 of the Runefest Seercast. Not the live Seercast. If you missed that one, go check it out, watch it, because this is the stuff we'll be talking about. This is the lore part of our discussion about Runefest, and with me today we have Ballor, Geena, Fang, Ernj, Liem, Runic, Kitten, and Veylantz left in the meanwhile. If you want to hear their intros, go to the last one, whatever. But just moving, we're going to go straight into this. We're going to be talking primarily about lore in this podcast, so if for some reason you're watching this and you don't like lore, or if you're just looking for the part about the content updates, go to the previous part. But we're going to start with Seren. So in the Meet the Maker session about lore, which is a huge part of what we're going to be talking about in this part, they began, or I don't want to say they began, but they talked a lot about Seren, as it is kind of a hot topic right now with Prif and all.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, Prif is kind of the big thing right now, and, you know, Seren lore attached to said Prif is interesting, to say the least. But yeah, yes. One thing that we mentioned, I guess it was a couple weeks ago, that we talked about was Seren's awareness of Guthix. And what they said was that she isn't fully aware that Guthix is gone due to her shattered state, but she does have a glimpse at it. It was a very close relationship, and she will be very heartbroken. So, we know that she knows but doesn't know, which is interesting. It's different than what we thought, though, because it sounded like she was fully aware, but then now that's apparently not. And we lost.
It's weird.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's a strange gray area, but she can I believe she can detect the change in the anima because it was Guthix who died, and that will cause a colossal shift in the anima. Mm-hmm. But I don't believe that she's fully conscious, aware. Yeah, conscious yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's not so much. Oh, it's not so much conscious though. I mean, we know she's not conscious, but it's awareness, I guess, is what. And it sounded, by the way that the fragment of her, whatever, going around in the Tower of Voices it sounded like she was aware of at least the basic fact that Guthix has died. But
it reminds me of sleepwalking. She's aware,
that's true.
But she's not aware of it.
Stand.
Yeah. It hasn't come full circle yet.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
She hasn't comprehended it
yet.
Yeah, comprehended might be the best way of putting it. She's probably just not in a position to comprehend. Or she knows that something's not right, but she's not sure what. Or she's not 100% sure what, I guess.
She's not in any real state to, realize.
Yep.
Alright, so let's stop reiterating.
Yeah. It's also, they said specifically that Seren is not a world event god in terms of fighting. This much we pretty much knew, but...
Yeah, they said that there are 4 gods who would fight and 4 factions who wouldn't fight. And I believe the 4 that would fight were Saradomin, Zamorak, Armadil, and Bandos.
The ones that we already knew.
Yeah. And the ones that wouldn't fight were the rest.
Yeah, Zamorak isn't in any position to fight right now. Clearly neither is Bandos. It is interesting that...
Zamorakian forces can still fight.
Yeah.
The Black Knights can still do something on their own. And I asked the question about this, but I'll talk about that later.
Oh, go ahead.
I asked the question, the Zamorak question, like, will Zamorak do anything to get back at Saradomin at this point? And I was kind of hoping that they would burn down Entrana.
It would mean we could finally bring weapons to Entrana.
I know, right?
Please.
So annoying.
That would
Like,
be.
they stopped me from bringing my freaking farm gear to Entrana. Like, come on, guys.
It would be hilarious if they like just burned down Entrana. That would be massive revenge.
It'd be so great.
If they took over Entrana and started using it as a base.
It'd be so great.
Burning
Is
down
it
now.
sad that we all want this to happen just because of this annoying weapons restriction?
Yeah.
No, it's not sad at all.
Why is
It
it
is
so
truly annoying.
Anything to weaken Saradat.
It's so obnoxious. But yeah. Anyways, go on,
like-
Sorry.
I was hoping that, like, maybe the Gods faction can do something on their own. Like, the White Knights could go, well, let's exterminate the Black Knights. Or, maybe, I don't know, Asgarnia does something. I'm not sure. Or Mistlin or, Kandaren.
Do we have any
Something
idea?
back.
Do we have
Like,
any idea? Sorry, go on.
I don't want it to just be like, it's all on the god. Like, these gods have their own factions, and those factions have their own minds. They don't just listen and wait for what their god is doing. They want to be proactive in order to, like, please their god. And they might do something really, really stupid, or really, really entertaining in doing that. Or something bold.
Cue Benny Hill theme. But yeah. No. But, yeah, do we know what I was gonna ask is, do we know if Zamorak still has contact with Pandemonium at all?
No idea.
Or do we just simply not know?
One could assume he does.
Walter.
He, like,
Yeah, where's Walter for this?
Walter, answer, please.
But yeah, that's because if he has contact with Pandemonium, he could still bring in demon allies to help do some of his bidding, and maybe warp
Assuming
them
he
in
still has-
on Entrana. That might be something he could do.
It's one way to do it.
86.9% chance that he does. This is obviously keeping in mind that 42.7% of all statistics are made up on the spot.
This is also assuming that Walter has done the math.
Now, why would he have to do the math if he can just make it up on the spot? But I do think there's a above average chance, or above 50% chance that he does. Reddit.com/r/they did the math.
That's what I was referencing.
Yeah, slime. Okay. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
interesting. Along similar lines, Zamorak will be betrayable at the end of the heist, if for some reason you want to do that.
Who doesn't want to do
Any Zerubs out there, that you'll be happy. Except I actually kind of don't want to betray him, because I don't care if that
I'm not a Zerub, but I want to betray him, snatch the staff of Armadillo for my own, and leave.
So you can go and stab Zeros again? And ascend to Elder Godhood? Okay.
This is truly Lime's goal.
This is Lime's goal in the game.
That's basically what we
Come
would
the Elder
expect from Lime.
Yep.
I must make the Zeros kebab.
The Zeros kebab. Oh god. That doesn't even sound like shish kebab though, because it just sounds like, I don't know.
Sounds like death.
Zeros on a kebab.
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
Lime the Impaler.
That wins.
Anyways, also kind of along the same line, they talked a little bit about Bilrock's power, and it sounds like Billrock has been all over the place. This I find interesting. As we talk about all the gods doing this, are there any other Majrat that have done this?
No.
Or is suddenly
No.
Billrock far and away the most powerful Majrat, and
How about that tier list?
I'm pretty sure we did that already, but man, he's big.
Like, he's all about the portal.
He's been going around places.
and from what
He's been places, yeah.
and from what we heard in the in the Seercast last week, in the Seercast with the J-Mods, and from what we saw in the concept art for the heist, he's still alive, too.
He could. Well, yes.
He's likely still alive.
Yeah.
He could still be running around out there.
Which
begs the question, who died in Daemonheim?
Or actually, I think the better question at this point is, did anyone die in Daemonheim?
Yeah, the better question is, what is the cause of the strange power down?
What happened?
Is it necessarily the death of Majrat?
Well, there has to be a death.
No?
There has to be death somewhere down there because they found a corpse.
I don't... Yeah, there was a corpse.
Yeah. But it didn't, it wasn't,
There was a corpse.
it didn't necessarily have anything to do with the strange power.
And before that's Grondaban.
But it did.
Oh no.
Yeah, because
Rip.
Osborne said Skaldrin is not Grondaban.
Well, no.
Has anybody actually said that before now?
No, in
Skaldrin-
fact, they've been implying he was for a very long time.
Now we know that he's not the mysterious entity.
No, I'm
we're
talking
looking
about Grondaban's the guy that was dead.
No, but yeah, because they never really tell you what the body looks like aside from the fact that it's riddled with maggots.
Like, it's dead.
It's it's extremely dead and it's very gross, but at least these two separate people are two separate people. So.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, they never said that it was two separate people. They just said that Skaldrin has always been Skaldrin. And I believe Walter references it in the thread that, where does it say that? Walter!
I'm looking for it.
So please.
It's somewhere around here.
Oh, here it is. It's at the very, very bottom. Osborne said last week, Skaldrin has always only been Skaldrin. This doesn't mean that his name has always been that, just that he isn't another named character in existing lore. He is not the mysterious entity in Daemonheim you are looking for.
That's gonna drive me crazy because we were all so certain, and people have been teasing it for so long that it was definitely Grondavan, you know, like...
Yeah, it seems
we
like it's
found out
not.
this secret, but either they've changed what they wanted to do with Skaldrin,
Or they just control.
Osborne
they
doesn't
just-
know and was trolling us, or we've just been wrong.
Yeah. There's someone in Daemonheim who is far more interesting, and Floor 61 will take care of one of these. Will take one of these, and this person I'm talking about, and there's been a lot more talk about said person. And it's either Grondaban the Smuggler or the Acolyte, if they are three separate people. Or
Now,
two of those are the same person.
Robo very much asserts that the Smuggler and the Acolyte are the same.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with that. Because he found it.
Yeah, that is an exact quote. And all of that is an exact quote from Odd Osborne from last week. If you doubt me, go watch the Seercast from last week.
Yeah, we promise you, we're not kidding.
Shameless plug.
And even if you don't doubt it, go watch this Seercast.
Yes.
Yeah, still
already
go watch it
watched it.
anyway.
Go watch it.
Hype it up.
And then tell all
And
your
if you
friends.
Please
watch it
retweet.
Your whole clan. Get your whole clan to watch it.
I would not be opposed to this. But yeah, and subscribe while you're at it and follow us on Twitter. Cough, cough. Anyways.
See, we mean business. We need more retweets, please.
Yes. But
100 tweets and we'll bring back one.
at Seercast. But yes, this entire thing, like, it's really wild. The transformation of Floor 61 from being, oh, we know that Bilrock died, to,
Wait, maybe he's alive.
hold on a second, he's almost certainly alive, and there wasn't even anybody that died at the bottom of Daemonheim. Did Walter put it in the thread, the exact quote that they said?
It's so huge that,
It's
I mean, we thought he was dead, we were certain he's dead for the longest time, and then Moya gets introduced. And suddenly that whole thing gets flipped on its head. We think Moya's dead. And then Moya's alive. So we're like, okay, so Bilrek is dead. And then suddenly I'm running around like, no, Bilrek isn't dead, and the strange power isn't Majrat dying at all. And then everybody...
Because
feels-
there's a ritual marker down there.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
then, of
very,
course-
very much inclined to think the ritual marker has
There's
something for
the
him.
ritual
interesting.
marker. It's not just a
Interesting.
ritual marker, it's the ritual marker.
That he's somehow moved.
Because
Like, how did it even
Now,
get
now
there?
we know... We know he jumps around worlds, but we don't know the extent of his portal power.
But he had to have, like, a delivery man get it for him.
why didn't he just make a portal to do it for him.
Well, see, he was trying to steal,
His
the
GLaDOS.
Well,
Now you're thinking with portals.
yes.
Oh my god.
But they're
Thank you,
definitely
Walter.
teasing us about something here.
It's really interesting because Osborn was really careful about the way he mentioned it. He said, Billrack caused the strange power.
Yep.
His phrasing
Yes.
there just implies
Oh, yeah.
so much.
Well, and
He
then
didn't
we
think
see,
Billrack is the strange
and then
power.
we see in the heist concept art, which I should have posted up about 5 minutes ago. Heist.
Yeah.
Or not heist. Yeah, I guess it is heist. Zammy heist.
And then, like, I had to be even very careful when phrasing the question because
You didn't want to
because
be
we don't know.
You didn't want to get no commented?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Carapact.
No.
I'm amazed they actually didn't give us a single no comment or Carapac.
Yeah.
Even if they did carefully phrase their answers, they were at least willing to
Yeah.
answer
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, what I was...
this is just so. It's so like there's so much intrigue with 461 now.
Yeah.
And then there's concept art with the Zamorak heist.
Yeah, and that's...
In which Zamorak is petting a what is it? What's he petting?
I have no idea.
Monster.
It looks like
It's one of the, if I remember correctly, it's one of the behemoth.
wait, wasn't
it looks
wait,
like
yeah,
461.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
they're in the
See, when I first
war.
saw it, I thought it was the 200th quest concept art, and then I realized it was different.
No. But what's important in that, well, I guess it's all important, but one important part of it is that in the background you see Moya and Billrock. Or Moya and someone who looks strikingly like Billrock standing next to each other.
Yeah, Ollie said to us on the day, you should take a close look at the concept art for the Zami Heist quest. There's something related to Floor 61.
Yeah.
And now we know.
It looks like the floor.
But
Yeah,
like,
it obviously is a warp floor.
but what in
Yeah.
this case would cause a strange power like this then? Like, what would shake the entire world to the point of that? Or I guess
Well,
not
as
shake, but
As my theory states,
Something
Billrack
to do with the
broke
ritual marker.
broke the world shield early. Part of it. That's my theory.
the
Is the
world
strange
shield?
power- The Guthix's shield.
The
Edict.
Edict's shield.
I believe that what caused the strange power was Billrack using the marker to break the shield. Punch through
After
it. And,
channeling
open the
portal energy into it.
Yeah. That's my personal
He
theory. And
essentially punched a hole
but then-
into...
yeah, but part of my theory is because look at how much divination energy is down there. I know it's technically for gameplay reasons, but every type of divination energy is available in this one location. But this is the content of a Stranger Power Stone.
Yeah, but then if he did that, wasn't Zamorak almost confirmed to be like attached to the bottom of Demonheim like a barnacle?
Zamorak's realm was.
His realm was down there,
His
basically.
realm was
He
down.
wasn't specifically there, but the world that he was staying in was.
He tied it together. Yeah.
Yep.
But then then that brings up the question of like, if Billrock did that, then how come Zamorak wasn't on Gielinor? Because he would clearly have the means to get here if
See,
it
my
was
belief-
punched through.
My belief is he punched through it around, basically he punched through it. The 6th Age hadn't happened yet, but he wasn't able to get Zamorak through quite yet. Like, there was still something there, but he was just able to open that rift in the first place. In a similar way to the way the world games, because this world was too far away from Gielinor for them to just get through. And
Maybe they were just waiting for the best moment,
also possible.
which
But
happened to be.
I'm inclined to think that basically it couldn't be a normal portal because the world Zamorak was too far away. And his opening the portal caused the strange power.
But if Zamorak tied his plane to the bottom of Demonheim, then how would it be too far away? That's what it's like. It's this entire like.
It's because we don't know specifically that Zamorak was the cause of the rift being there.
This
For all we
actually
know,
segues.
Yeah, it does.
Actually
segue
segues
nicely.
nicely.
Yeah.
Go for
It's a
it.
planar.
Yes.
And
Which
first
is
thing I have to
amazing.
mention is that Mod Osborne will release the planar map at some point, and we will see who is right, Lime.
No, I'm more.
Oh no, not this again.
Yes, this
My
is.
map is
This
more-
again.
We're not doing this again.
No, we are
Moving
doing it
on into planar theory without petty arguing between Runic and Lime as to which map is better. Here, I'll just say it this way. Both your maps suck. Mine is the best. No. Anyways.
Well, that's one way to solve it.
And his map, Gordon's map is
Love it.
literally just a copy of the Wise Old Man's.
No, my map is a penguin.
Just a
Yes.
penguin.
It's just a penguin.
The sky is blue because the entire world sits in the eye of a blue-eyed penguin.
Yep.
Yes.
Confirmed.
We still haven't mentioned some stuff about
I get
Saren.
that. I got that reference.
Thank you. Most importantly, there will be no Gothic Saren love child, even though Mod Marg wanted one.
Thank God.
Aw. It might be for the best.
Yeah.
Might? What?
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
It's definitely for the best. Now
Yeah.
stop those rumors now, you terrible people.
Yeah.
There is something
Sorry,
their
but
relationship, symbolizing their relationship that has happened, but no more from Osborne.
Yeah.
Until he says it accidentally in a few months. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Until he's like, by the way, shipping!
No! Not Osborne, stop.
That's when we show up at Jagex with a sign that just says stop.
Jagex,
Please.
We hire Ballor to go, and it's just, and he
Yeah.
just holds up a sign that says, Seercast says stop. And that's
Yeah.
And then he
it.
just turns around and walks away and leaves it in the mouth of one of their tanks. Like on the
Yeah, exactly.
They won't have the tanks anymore though, because MMG's gone.
Oh, that's true.
Aw.
No!
You just have
You're
to stick
right.
it outside
I
their
didn't think
front
about
door.
that. Bertha, no.
Also rip Bertha.
Oh!
And whatever the other one was.
Okay, well in that case, you just simply have to leave a duck on the car.
That would be
Jack-
acceptable as
I
well.
didn't
That
find
would
Jack.
work, that would work.
That would be required.
Duck on a car. Oh my god.
I need to find Jack's car.
It's working. We'll make it work.
We'll figure it
Alright,
out.
now it's planar theory.
But yes, no,
So,
on to planar theory.
So, can I explain this? Because
Yes,
I'm
go.
going to do the wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing.
Go.
And Runic, you're a noob. So the solar
Oh, shots have been fired.
Alright.
We're gonna stop.
I worked so hard.
Go live without insulting.
So the universe is like it's like a gigantic delicious cake.
Isn't
Sponge
it
cake.
just a
actually.
gigantic piece of Swiss cheese?
Cake
I
Subway.
disagree
Yes.
with cake. Anyway.
Those things too. But what's important is
Makes
that
sense.
there's all these little bubbles and stuff. The space around this delicious cosmic cake is what I assume to be void. But the little dough pieces that go around the bubbles in the cake itself is the abyss, I do believe.
Why don't we
Now,
just go
in
with
all those
Steve?
bubbles, and shut up, Runic. In all those bubbles is a solar system. So let's say that Gielinor is in its own little cake bubble, and it's got a lot of other little places next to it, like the Land of Snow or what's that?
Zenaris.
Zenaris. I completely forgot what it was called because I don't like it.
The fairy world
moon.
moon thing. We'll just, yeah.
And probably also the drug plane. It's somewhere
Probably.
in.
Yeah.
Plane is
It's
definitely
prob-
close.
It's probably also in that little bubble. And then in neighboring bubble there could be Abina or and Kepsi would also be in that bubble. Or there might be Bandos' world's remains in that bubble. And in some other bubble there might be Freniske, and that would be on the other side of the delicious cake. And that is my explanation for it. I do believe. And I believe this means that the Dragonkin have the power to eat through this delicious cake so that they can get from one bubble to another.
Lucky bastards.
They're fat dragonkin then.
So yeah, that is my explanation. We will be learning more about this from the Elder God research quest.
Yeah.
we're going to be learning a lot about this. But Ballor draws his power from the portal's connection between these little bubbles, and the ability to chop through. What?
Walter says they're angry since the cake hides from them. Oh my god.
Cake face!
So the mortal enemy of the Dragonkin is Cake Face.
Yes.
Confirmed here on your Friendly Neighborhood Seercast.
This example is wonderful, isn't it?
I'm
my
totally
God.
fine with this.
I'm on board with this.
You know,
Anyways,
that-
go on, Lime.
Walter, that comment was just the icing on the cake.
Oh, God.
Yay.
You ruined it.
Oh, no.
I couldn't resist.
Oh, no.
Alright, so
Sure.
Ballor draws his power from the portal connections between these delicious pieces of cake's air bubbles. And portals radiate energy that can be drawn on, and we will learn more about this later. So if you walk from one side of this cake to another, you could go from, well, it's like a big giant coral thing. It will be explained further in both the Dragonkin and the Elder God storylines. But it is a lot more important than we likely think, and I believe we are going to learn a lot about this in the Elder God research quest, because we are probably going to be teleporting a piece of cake into a bubble where there was not any cake. Which is likely going to be
and
delicious.
whatever lived
but-
in said piece of in said bubble will be very happy.
Or very dead.
Very, very dead.
Why would they be dead?
Because there's just too much cake. They have diabetes.
Oh, that's a shame. Anyways,
That works.
anyways,
kind of.
Alright, let's call that the example and let's do things more seriously. Anyone else want to go?
I was gonna say that their hope that the abyss is far more important than we thought before.
And probably nothing like a delicious piece of cake.
Yes, and it's. Have you been in the abyss? Because
It is
I'm
a
pretty
delicious
sure
piece of
there's no
magic
cake
experience.
in the abyss.
I don't think
And before
any-
Lime goes into the abyss and drops a cake, takes a screenshot of it, and proves me wrong otherwise. Cough, cough.
I have gotten a cake drop from an abyssal creature before.
Really?
No.
Proof concept.
Hey.
Wait, proof of concept.
Oh my god. Anyways, but yeah, so I think we've always basically just overlooked the abyss as a whole, and it sounds like the abyss is
It's the way
It is
way more important than we ever thought before. Like, it's
Wanted
the
to.
thing that ties everything together.
Also, it
Yes.
makes our teleports.
It's how the gods move from one world to another. It's how things move from one world to another. It's how we teleport. It's how everything, everything is everything.
What I would like to see is, during the Rune Mystery, wait, was it Rune Mysteries or Rune Memories? It was Rune Memories.
Whichever
During Rune
one.
Memories, the original origin of teleportation was from trying to get the spell to bypass the armor and teleport within the armor. And I'd be really willing to keep testing that.
The armor?
Yes, the idea was to teleport the spell into the person. So they could bypass the armor.
Otherwise,
and
it starts
I
with a
would
weapon of war.
I would like to do that for science.
For science. Of course.
For great justice.
Take off every zig.
Anyways, keep going.
But yeah, so that's it's just the way that they've completely turned our knowledge of the world, the way that the worlds interact over the last 6 months, completely on its head, is just
It's exciting.
wild.
Great.
But starting with One of a Kind, then going through Fate of the Gods, now with Saren, and now with the sessions at Runefest, it's just oh my god. I just want to know more about this stuff. It's just so
I want to know
interesting.
about everything. It's just
More
everything
everything,
now.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, more of this stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, this is really interesting.
And I'm interested to see where the worlds that they're they were talking about as being very far away, like Yaya and a couple of the other, and the elf, the elf worlds are.
We got an official
Yeah.
pronunciation.
Oh?
From,
How is it
Aya.
it's
now?
not pronounced Yaya.
Is it
Aya.
is Aya?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Aya.
Aya.
And then there's Tardiad and
Tardiad. Well, we knew that Tardiad was,
pretty much Tardiad.
yeah. I mean, that's not a hard one to pronounce. It's just when there's 4 vowels and nothing else that it gets
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, repeating vowels too.
Yeah.
I think Yaya is my new favorite fake pronunciation of the time.
It's also kind of difficult when you have a word that has no vowels, like cruis.
Well, yeah, that's Welsh, though.
insert
And we've already
Technically,
established
it does have a vowel.
that Welsh is
Single
just...
vowel.
That's like half a vowel.
W
Y
is a Welsh
doesn't
vowel.
count. Or Y.
Yeah.
Oh, I always thought you were talking about Y.
No,
No,
Y
no,
is
no,
only
not WHY, the letter Y.
No, I know. I thought you were
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the letter Y.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that has absolutely no impact on lore whatsoever.
None at all.
But yeah, so it's, and then we know that from what you said earlier, that Billrock draws powers from the portal's connections between worlds, and then you have the perfect worlds capable of producing overwhelming amounts of anima mundi. We knew that, but then there's just all sorts of questions that pop up from all of this. That's just,
Now,
It's answers that breed more questions.
yeah, that's what's cool about it.
That's really what it was.
now the thing about Gielinor being the perfect world is it's a perfect world for something to happen. I kind of want to know what that something is.
Well, it's
I
the
think
perfect
it's
world.
implied-
Huh?
That was basically
You go
what
first.
Osborne said.
That is exactly their words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly the words. By the thing to happen, I'm basically assuming it's probably the point where the elders can rehatch and then destroy everything.
Yeah, that's what I
That's what
figured.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, that's pretty much why.
I mean,
That's what the something is.
isn't that almost confirmed by what happened in Fate of the Gods, though? Like,
Pretty much.
we know that Frenescae was a perfect world, and the
Said it now.
elders hatched from Frenescae. Ma happened, but they all hatched. Unless that just is a really weird coincidence that just so happened to be what happened there, and then they are just so happened to be in hibernation, which is what we would expect them to be like. Yeah.
That would surprise me if it was all coincidence.
Yeah, I mean, it seems almost obvious at this point if you've, like, really, really looked into it.
If we hadn't seen the hatchery and Ma,
Yes.
I would maybe believe that something else was possible, but,
Yeah.
like, Zeros has been faking it all, and he actually destroyed the world.
Well,
That can't have happened.
yeah, no. I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point. At least we know what happened to Frenescae. Like, we know that. And Gielinor's the next incarnation of it, and then Zeros even hints towards it, and then it's just a series of deductions that it's just like, okay, well, this is we
Something's got to give at one point.
yeah. It can't all be coincidence.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it could be, but no.
It should be.
That'd
Not
be a
really.
little bit. That would be
Yeah.
a real
Yeah.
cop-out.
Beyond belief.
But yeah. I also want to mention, Osborne wants the planar map, which we're talking about now, to come out. Like
Might better.
oh my god, stop.
Damn it, Ryan.
He wants it to come out and mentions the Tears of the Majorat as nearly ready as well. But didn't he say that like a year ago?
Yeah.
Osborne,
Something
please.
like that, yeah.
I think he said that at the last Runefest, and it still isn't here. So, seriously, Osborne, please.
I want the Church of You on that note.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, whatever happened to
Yeah,
that? Come on, guys.
Down the trip too.
They did mention that at Runefest, and they were just like, that just never happened. They're still
Yeah.
interested in doing something like it, but that just is so far down the
It's
list.
nice to get that.
It feels like, from just the visual design of it, it feels like they should just put it in ports.
Yeah, I could see that. As that's the new resource.
Yeah, your worships.
Yes.
And that's where you go to speak to Meg each week.
Oh God.
Where she just walks up and bows down at your feet. Oh, great oracle, answer my prayers.
Meg,
And
please.
she becomes high priest of you.
Absolutely not.
High priest of
Meg,
you.
emissary of you.
Oh my God.
New elder god confirmed. You.
Shut up, Meg.
Yeah.
My emissary says, shut up.
Meg Lomia.
Oh man.
Meg Lomania.
Anyways, that's so terrible.
Yes, it is bad, and we will break you with it.
Oh,
This we will break you.
secret.
Boys have come out to play.
But yeah, also in the term, in this entire planar theory thing, one of our questions to the J-Mods was, what did Ballor mean when he called the Dragonkin the enders of the Great War? And we ask
You gotta
this
help,
because
Andrew.
there's the only Great War that we really know of are the God Wars on Gielinor that happened in the Third Age.
Well, there were also the wars on Bandos' world, like the Great Rise of Bandos Khan, but
Bandos Con 2014.
Bandos Khan.
and then there was what else? There was the war on Ketsi, but they didn't end that war; they started it.
Yeah. It didn't seem like they were involved with the wars on Bandos' world or
Yeah.
Ketsi.
That's because
Or-
there were no artifacts involved.
Or on
Bandos'.
Naragun, for that matter.
Even the J-Mod's answer was, one of them. Like, they don't
Yeah.
really...
Well,
didn't
they
have a
mentioned-
specific one in mind.
They mentioned that the Dragonkin showed up before the God Wars in a variety of places, but didn't show up during the God Wars. However, Chris L. originally intended for them to play a role in the God Wars, but they no longer think that's true. Billrock traveled to a variety of worlds using portals. Here we go again. And was referring to a war on one of those worlds. So, it's...
I mean, like, if he's specifically referring to one of those wars, and when he says Great War, he doesn't mean the war in the Third Age, then there might have been an even more explosive conflict somewhere else in the universe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is
we saw
terrible.
what happened in Naragun. That was a pretty huge war.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
But that was
really
That
big.
one, but it means that there have been other bigger wars.
As just and on that note, where does Gielinor's God Wars stack up to some of these other gigantic conflicts? Like where
I have a feeling that our war, if the Great War's biggest, and we're still second. 4,000 years of war.
yeah, but it's I mean it's hard to it's hard to imagine the scope of the God Wars.
Yeah.
It was unimaginably big. Every main God Wars was not in existence afterwards, except for Kryptonos.
But on
that
the
was only-
same note, the wars on the worlds of Ketsi and Naragun and Bandos' homeworld destroyed the entire planet.
Well, I mean,
We got out easy.
Well,
the war on
Bandos'
Bandos' world, the war didn't destroy planet Bandos.
Well, it was still the outcome of the war, though, because Bandos was the outcome of the war, wasn't it?
Yeah.
yes.
I guess.
So, I mean, I guess if you think of it that way.
But if the war, let's say the war had gone on and Bandos had never stabbed you in the face, then it might not have stacked up.
I don't know.
And there was this is a really obscure piece of lore, but during the Second World Event, the bones that were used for the golems, they were from another world that was, I believe it was completely dead, but they came from 5 gigantic species that are completely extinct now. So it's possible that there was a war there. Well,
Wait,
it's
what
almost
war was
guaranteed.
this? Or what?
Um,
What was this?
During the Second World Event, you know those golems, right? They used necro tissue in order to operate.
Yeah.
the place they got that necro tissue was on a different world,
Yeah,
where there were
okay.
5 massive species, and they grabbed it from the corpses of those species.
Sounds like
Tuska.
I've already forgotten how to pronounce it, but the Ilyanka homeworld.
Ah, yeah.
Oh yeah, it sounds like that actually, because we know that the Dragon Riders, their original job was to tame large beasts. That's where a lot of large beasts were.
That's a good point.
So
That's a really good thought.
But
Possibly even where Tuska came from.
I find
I
that
don't
unlikely.
nah, I think it's more likely that it's where Tuska came from rather than Yaya.
Actually, well, yeah, but we know that
Because,
Tuska was a
just
god
the way,
before
the
the
way
first
it's-
age.
yeah, and the way it's described, it makes me think that, and the way the things from AI are described, it makes me think that they're about KVD size. Whereas the things from the other world make me think that they're much larger.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe. It's it's hard
It's a
to.
really- It's a really, really obscure piece of lore that could go one way or the other easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just interesting trying to tie things like Aya into,
All of this mess.
yeah,
It's interesting to have all this additional context, too.
yeah,
Especially when we only know like half of the pieces of the well, not even half. Like maybe half of the pieces of the puzzle here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the fun part about the lore, though. That's why we do it. It's because it's like you make all these theories, and half of them are wrong, 90% of them are wrong, and then
All of mine are wrong.
you stubbornly stick to the other to 9 of the other percent or whatever. Like Kenneth being a Majorat, he's still a Majorat. Damn it.
That was the
Yeah,
Green
yes.
Knight.
Yes.
but yeah, and then if you can get a piece of lore right before it shows up, if you can have that validated, it's just like, yeah, it's awesome. Like, this is why we do this. It's all the speculation. It's so much fun.
Alright, so shall we move on?
Yes.
So where are we moving on to? Can we go to God Sagas?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Alright, there was a massive, announcement last week that we heard about roughly 20 minutes before it was actually announced, because yay, Seercast.
Yay, Seercast.
Hey.
Yay!
Exclusive information.
Getting the lore updates to you slightly before it comes to everyone else.
Slightly before.
Slightly, yeah, just slightly.
Ever so slightly.
So, the announcement was God Sagas, and it's like a Dungeoneering saga, but instead of going into the body of Thog, which is still amazing, we're going into the body
one of the other,
of God.
or one of the other Demonheim.
Yeah, those guys are let's be honest here.
I know, but still.
Thog for President 2016. So, you go into a body of a god, and a god, in order to learn their origin stories from their eyes or perspectives. One of the specific examples that was used would be going into Zamorak's body right when he was about to launch his coup.
Mm-hmm.
Or Bandos right when he nukes his entire world.
Or Bandos, right as he's hit by the beam of light.
I want to see that.
Still want that. Where it just it fades in, you open your eyes, you're chilling on top of this tower,
Eating a sandwich.
look around, and then you hear a loud caw, you look over and a thing of light hits you, and then you're back in your character and you go, that's it?
And you only get 90% completion.
Yes!
Oh.
Yeah.
Because you didn't happen to talk to your little goblin scribe to the side of you.
Oh,
It's
man.
like, hey, what is? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the dialogue, that's it. Hey, what is... Dead.
Wait, oh my god, wait, hey, whoa, what the?
Yeah.
Mighty Chalon.
Anyway.
Yeah, or if he's something really stupid like, hey, go see what that is. Oh.
Go see what that...
What's that noise? Bam.
Whack!
Bring me my...
Yeah.
Bandos' last words. Bring me some tea.
We're gonna need a bigger book.
What are some
Where's
other...
my pillow?
Yeah. Oh,
Soylent-
Bando's
Soylent
quotes.
Green? No. Anyways.
Soylent Green, no.
Rosebud.
But yes, you go into the body of a god to learn their origin stories. What I'm really hoping for would be Saradomin during the death of Naragun.
Yeah, I was wondering what they do with Saradomin for this. Like,
Kitten made a blue cheese joke here
Did I?
somewhere around.
the
Yeah, you
cheese
did.
quest.
Jack said something about the Saradomin cheese quest, and then you said blue cheese.
Oh yeah, it has to be blue cheese.
Yeah, it's
Also, it's not Sarah Derpy enough if it isn't blue cheese.
Yeah.
the Saradomin cheese quest. Oh man.
I would play that.
I mean, we would all play that unquestionably. That's not like even up
When
for
it's
debate.
a requirement for Quest Cave, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
But
Or if it has lore, any lore.
Yeah.
That
it's
quest would be standing alone.
it's not only for the gods. I believe Crest has. Wait, is Crest getting his own saga, or is he getting a lore and history?
Crest is getting
Or is
lore
it-
and history.
Yeah, he's giving a lore and
I
history
think-
to tie
I thought it
into
was
the
both.
god caches.
I thought it was both.
Nope.
It'd be cool if it was both.
Pretty sure he's just getting a lore and history, but yeah. But yeah, God
Alright.
Sagas.
Let's know I have to go.
God Sagas
By
coming
Runic.
to a door near you.
But yeah, God Sagas is something, like, we've all been wanting that kind of making history,
Yeah.
whatever, I guess, sequel, the making history and meeting history sequels. And we
You know, it'd be really cool,
kind
though.
of get it with this. This is basically what we're looking at. And
Yeah.
It would be really cool if both Zeros's and Zamorak's God Saga were both during the coup, so you could see it from both sides.
yeah, it would be cool. There's so many points in history that they could go back to, and before they go back to a random point in Zeros' empire about sanitation.
yeah.
It would be
Yeah.
kind of
I
cool
would-
to see the defeat of Lorna through his eyes.
I would still be happy with sanitation.
I'd like to see one of Slisky's plays.
Oh my god.
From,
Enjoyable.
Also, hi Geena.
Just like the,
Hi, Geena.
did you summon Geena?
That is how you summon a
did.
Geena.
Yes, it is.
See?
Like,
Having good hygiene.
have
No.
a weird like
I mean, good
sound.
hygiene. Oh my god.
No.
Wait, what?
No.
We related sanitation to Geena. That's we have. It's okay. We're all going nuts. We've been talking about lore for too long.
We've only been
I
talking
win the
about
prize
lore
for
for
the
like
sequels.
45 minutes.
Nowhere near long enough.
Anyways.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's not long enough. Yeah.
Anyways.
In any case, what was I saying? Oh yeah, just have like a weird soundtrack playing during the entire Slisky play, while like random characters go on and act without any dialogue and just stab each other.
That's the whole just him
Slisky.
killing people. Because
Several audience members become whites.
Geena!
from the audience.
Mark, why did you say this?
Oh my god.
why would that ever happen?
Oh my god. Anyways.
Just interest. I am no longer interested in taking up this offer. I'm just tired of the fate of the gods anyway.
Yeah. Anyways. But yeah, so the God Saga's like, there's so many things they could do with this, and I'm really looking forward to it. So much. And hopefully they'll be replayable too, just like the sagas.
Oh yeah.
That would be amazing.
Needs to be replayable.
Well, it seems like they're going in that direction with quests, like in general. Like even
Well,
if they're
it
not
has-
strictly replayable, you can go back and
It adds
access
an
everything.
extra tier of,
Huh?
It adds an extra tier of complexity onto the
what?
Under the questions.
onto the quest.
Oh, yeah.
If they add replayability, it's like voice acting and all of that's complexity. At least they don't have to hire any voice actors though.
Yeah.
It's true.
But yeah, so there's that. before we are done, I do want to mention our third topic, which is magic lore. There's a lot of stuff about that too, and we asked several questions about it ourselves.
Plus rune crafting.
Lots of rune crafting, lots of magic lore. One of the bigger ones were the trying to figure out what exactly the deal was with like some of the rune crafting altars themselves. Like
Yeah, that one was really cool.
yeah, where was it? Let's see here.
Basically, they said that Gothics used the sword to cut
The Rift Sword, as I named it.
They
I still
like
call
that
it the
name.
subtle knife here. Okay.
No,
It's not changing.
no.
I like
Subtle.
I like
What?
the Rift Sword, and so did they.
Yeah. I mean, the subtle knife is clearly what it was influenced.
But it's not that subtle.
Anyway,
Yeah, but not the subtle
Neither
side.
was the subtle knife. To be totally honest.
anyways.
Well,
But yeah, Gothics used the Rift Sword to slice open the pocket dimensions that where we go to craft runes. And Osborne, what?
He kind of just put the rune crafting altars in there to kind of like tuck it away.
Yeah, because he knew that the barbarians were like going around and destroying things.
No, that wasn't it. He just kind of tucked it away. The barbarians didn't destroy things until later. He didn't know that.
Oh, I guess that was what, Second Age?
That was 5th Age, actually.
Wait, the barbarians were destroying things.
Yeah, 5th Age.
In the fifth
I'm
rune
lore
crafting
failing badly now, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Yep, rip. Wow. Okay, anyways, never mind. Ignore me! Gothics actually does see the future. We know this.
Confirmed.
It is actually confirmed because he knew that Slisky was gonna go and kill him. And he could have stopped it, but he decided not to.
Yeah.
The rune crafting altars, their altars themselves were just tucked away there. And what the Lunar Clan did, the Moon Clan, they kind of made entrances to those areas so that we could craft. And, what else? Where is it? Where did I put this? Yes. They wouldn't have had access to, they wouldn't have needed access in order to access those pocket dimensions. They can just go and use them because of what they can do with the astral altar.
Yeah.
And they also have their own stash of rune essence too, which is nice.
Yes.
Huge.
And Mod Stu says, that he suspects there's an equilibrium of sorts when destroying certain nodes, as he calls them, of the rune crafting station, so that they didn't have to build them manually. They just had to build one, and then maybe another one would be built, or they had to destroy one, and another one would be destroyed. But this is just a guess. So, in my opinion, we should just go and blow up the Earth altar and see what happens.
Yeah, it definitely does a good job of explaining the state of the.
Yeah, that was asking about specifically about the cosmic and blood altars and how the barbarians destroyed them because, well,
Also the Death altar to an extent, but
the cosmic altar was kind of on the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I still wonder what would happen if you totally destroyed the water altar.
Nope.
Yeah, that's why I said no.
You'd wake up Bubbles.
Bubbles.
So he's the evil villain.
Bubbles, the evil villain.
Lives deep under the water.
The evil dragon.
Evil dragon, Bubbles.
So, especially during the Meet the Maker session, there was of the lore. There was a lot of questions about anima and magic and that kind of stuff, and that went along with the Elder Gods. But basically, perfect worlds are capable of producing extreme amounts of anima mundi, which we already knew, kinda. Which is kind of why Gothics became so powerful. He tapped into that. Boom, you've got the best generator in the, well, I was about to say the best generator in the world, but the world is the generator. So, the best generator in the universe.
He became the best generator of the generator.
Yes. The best generator in the generator.
Best generator of the generator.
Generator, baby.
Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, it's just all about the magic stuff. What makes the world a world, I guess.
Also, I've always wondered, does Gielinor have a consciousness? Or like a subconsciousness? Or is it aware of something?
Well, I mean, isn't that Virago?
Oh, the gods are. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, it's that. I like Gielinor itself.
Isn't that Virago?
That's Virago.
No, it's not just Virago.
Kind of is.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah, it made Virago.
No. Virago is like an extension of it. I meant like the thing itself.
Like, is the
Then
world...
don't say it's Virago.
It's Virago.
It is Virago, though.
I think it is. Like, I do think it actually is. Like, I'm not just trolling with that anymore.
It's yeah. It really technically is Virago.
The world is Virago, or Virago is the world?
Right.
It's the world's
I'll drop
consciousness.
Virago saves the world, too.
I will drop it.
Well, I just
Basically,
think,
we don't know.
yeah, we don't know for sure, but I think the way that they were, like, introducing Virago was that he is basically the consciousness of the world, of the Anima Mundi.
Yeah.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what they were talking about.
I thought he was just an excuse.
Not really.
That he was just some big dude that you go and kill? That's the PVM thought.
Come on, Lime.
Lime is a
Yes,
PVMer
that's-
confirmed.
Hey guys, let's all go kill Sammy!
Oh, I heard he has good drops.
Yeah, yeah.
Drops this thing called the Staff. Armadillo? I think it's like a level 78 battle staff. Right?
Hey guys!
Oh my god. At least
It's
they don't.
clearly
At
level
least they don't
104.
say killing Nex as killing Zeros.
Yeah, because everybody always says when they're going to Grardor, they're killing Bandos.
We're going Bandos. We're going Zamorak.
We're
We're going Nex.
Only when they do that, because everybody else says go into Krill, go into Kree, go into Zilly,
I mean,
go into Bandos.
Bandos only ever drops heads anyways.
This is where,
Oh,
this
that's
is where it is
terrible.
God now.
So drops a pretty big mace.
Oh man.
He dropped the mace.
did
Does he
drop
also drop Last Bandos?
Oh
No.
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 Rip Kitten.
There's no last round.
Rip Kitten.
Oh yeah, there was actually a pretty funny thing. I can't remember the context, but I really horribly wish we got it on camera because it was in the process of me changing batteries.
Oh.
Because my camcorder sucks. But Mod Jack is to get Last Riders Part 2.
Oh yeah, I remember
So
that.
I'm like, no!
Well, I mean, they
No,
know the
no.
pain that you've gone through to not get Last
It was
Riders.
the quest mastery. It's the quest mastery cake that we were talking about.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, you have to get Last Riders too. I'm like, no.
No.
No,
thank
no.
And it drops as a rare drop from Virago.
No. No. How about a rare drop from a Raxor? Then that will absolutely make me never want to like comp again.
Oh my god.
How many of us in here have actually killed Virago?
Nope.
I've been
Runic
in a
has,
huge
Kitten
mass
has.
of it once.
No, not legitimately.
This just in, Kitten quits lore.
No.
Kitten, I love the way that you put that. Kitten quits lore. Like, as if
If it becomes that ungodly hard to obtain, I would, but I don't know. They have to break
I think the
really
J-God
hard.
likes your description of them at RF.
The what?
Most godly J-mods ever
Yeah,
come to
yeah.
mind.
Ever.
Jill kind of giggled at that, which I thought was
Yeah. Also,
Oh, I love
they
that.
pointed out that I looked really scared on the constantly frantic. That's because I was listening to 2 casts at once,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
I'm
like, what
already-
is
I'm,
on? I can't hear.
I'm already a really jittery person in real life, so
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do wish, I mean, we're way off topic here, but we're kind of done as it is anyway, but I do wish that we had a
More
better,
time.
it's not more time, a better technical situation. Because it was going to, that's what I was stressing about on my end, is like, I don't know how we're gonna do this. Like, I had...
Yeah.
Hey, I did a good job with that.
Oh yeah, you did. But
Yeah.
I just wish that it was better, and I think we all wish it was better, that we didn't have to waste the first 20 minutes on Jack going and getting speakers, and then the speakers weren't good enough anyway, and then we just had all the issues here and there. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, just as a side note, I am hopefully going to work on actually getting better equipment, so if we do set one up, hopefully like months in advance, and we script something out and get it really worked out, I'll probably end up getting better equipment anyway, and actually figure out how audio works with Skype calls into the camera feed.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say, and thankfully we know what happened this year, and we can plan for it next time.
Yeah.
Or they just have a Runefest in New York, and we can all go.
All go.
Then we all show up.
Except for Ballor.
Then we lose
Ballor.
Damn it. Nobody wins now.
Yeah.
Why don't we just put the Runefest
and
in Miami?
then before they do have it in New York, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going with work.
Nice.
That'd be funny.
Well, living in UK,
get your entire office to go.
But
that's not what I was
it's
implying.
Oh, I know.
You know, that's pretty much what I was saying when I said why I'm going to Runefest. I said, oh, it's for work and for pleasure.
Yeah, I mean it is, like...
It is, technically.
But, yeah, it's like... Yeah,
Anyways.
there's one thing that I wish that could have been different. That would be it, just like the technical situation. If we could have found some way to work that out ahead of time, or have just had some way, but with 6 J mods.
I think the live video was good enough
Yes,
at that point.
yeah, it was, yeah.
Your camera was the century. It's perfect.
The funny part was that that's a really shitty camcorder, and it's been out of production for about 2 years. No, not 2 years, like 4 years. It's a flip.
I saw that actually.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty good. Anyway,
It certainly did what it was supposed to do.
Yay.
But on that note, I think that covers what the parts that we really wanted to. Walter, is there anything that I really should mention before we...
Like, there's a bunch of bits and pieces that we didn't go over, but we went over that during the actual Runecast.
Yeah.
So, go watch that. Even if you have before, go watch it again.
Yeah.
Get your mother to watch it.
Give us views. I mean, what? No. And yeah, but if you like what we've done, especially the last couple weeks, we do hope to have more JMods on in the future. Most of them, actually all of them, agreed that if we asked, they would probably find a way to come on in the future.
And for that, we are eternally grateful.
Yes, and yeah, we are...
There's eternally grateful, and then there's how grateful we feel.
Yes.
Yeah. They all said, in theory, obviously they'd have to ask their boss or something, they are willing to over Skype.
Yeah, like they would like to. It's a question of whether they get permission to or whatever, but they certainly would like to. And
yeah, so that made us happy.
Yeah, and so hopefully we will get them on in the future. I have my ideas for how that may turn out, but I'm not going to say anything now because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up already. But yeah, so if you like this, please subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at Seercast. And be sure to go back and listen to the JMods. Watch the video one, because the audio one is a lot more difficult to understand. Watch the video one.
Yes.
Just be sure to welcome lore into your life.
Yes, and welcome lore into your life. But yeah, follow us, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back probably in 2 weeks after the Broken Home quest is released. So, yeah, we will see you guys later.
Bye.
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 Bye.